Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation is proud to partner this year with the GreenTech Festival launched by Nico Rosberg. In these times of uncertainty, of difficulty linked to the pandemic, it is really important to focus and implement innovation in the field of environment and help our planet, this one and only planet, to build a more sustainable environment for humanity, but also for the biodiversity that complements the planet. The Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation was launched by His Highness Prince Albert of Monaco back in 2006. He's the only head of state to have visited the North Pole and the South Pole, and after these expeditions what he saw was pretty tragic: the immediate impact of climate change on sea level rise, on the loss of biodiversity, but also the needs to find sustainable ways to feed the growing population over the world, and to support innovation for more clean mobility at land with cars, but also boats with solar-driven boats, hydrogen. The debate is going on at the moment, very focused with the foundation, but also in the air, and we were proud to support the Solar Impulse Challenge at the time. The foundation has 3 areas of focus: the Mediterranean region for obvious historical and geographical reasons, the polar regions, since, as I said, Prince Albert, but also the Grimaldi family had a profound link and knowledge of these regions, which are true laboratory at a very rapid level of what is going on over the planet if we don't release the human pressure on the environment. And then the foundation is also pretty active in the least developed countries, since they are the ones suffering the most from climate change effects, and they're often the one lacking human resources and finance to address these challenges. So with over 14 years of existence, the foundation has achieved more than 540 projects for an overall budget of 65 million euros. And we are quite proud also to have implemented 4 new initiatives, which of them we are proud to introduce to you today. One addressing plastic pollution in the Med, called Beyond Plastic in the Med, BMed, and the other one is a financial mechanism, the Med Fund, again in the Mediterranean, to address, with the help of states and of private NGOs and private foundations, to address, strengthen and develop marine protected areas, which are quite an interesting and sound tool to promote sustainable fisheries, to promote ecotourism, to protect and conserve our very dear resource, water, as well.
With 3,000 billion particles of microplastic, the Med Sea is one of the most polluted seas in the world. And facing this observation, the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation, together with the MAVA Foundation, the Surfrider Europe Foundation, the Tara Ocean Foundation and the IUCN, decided to launch an initiative called Beyond Plastic Med, with the aim to reduce the plastic pollution in the Mediterranean Sea. So BMed is trying to support a network of stakeholders to implement sustainable solutions on the field, and also to raise awareness and diffuse the best practices at the Mediterranean scale. So we have 2 main axes of actions. The first part is really trying to create a dynamic among the network of stakeholders that are already active on the field. So to do so, we support every year different projects in the Med that all aims at reducing the plastic pollution, but with different ways. So it can be by reducing the use, finding new alternatives, but also trying to find new data and better understand the sources, or improve the waste management, or helping the implementation of a new regulation. And what we're trying to do is, beyond this financial support, is really to connect the different stakeholders and trying to facilitate the experience sharing, the tool sharing, to get the stakeholders to work together and improve the efficiency of their actions. We have started to work on a different axis of work with the private sector since last year. The idea is to create a group of companies that are willing to change their activities in order to reduce their plastic footprint. And the idea is to connect them with experts and scientists in order for them to better understand what is at stake and what are the sustainable solutions, the right solutions to choose, and also to work together on a common actions on the field at the Mediterranean scale. So we're working with companies from all around the Med Sea and trying to work with the different sector of the plastic activity. So from the very beginning of the plastic value chain to the end, in order to have a solution that makes sense at every step of the way.
A marine protected area is a designated area at sea that conserve, manage and protect biodiversity and marine life. In marine protected areas you have more fish, more species, bigger fish, which means healthier marine ecosystems. In the Mediterranean Sea, we have a unique biodiversity hotspot that contains almost 10% of the global marine life, although the Mediterranean Sea is only 1% of the ocean sea surface. This biodiversity is really fragile, and this biodiversity is today in danger due to pollution, exploitation of natural resources or degradation of habitats. To support marine protected areas in the Mediterranean Sea, Monaco, Tunisia, France and the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation created the Med Fund, which is the first conservation trust fund in the Mediterranean Sea dedicated to marine life. The Med Fund raises and invests funds in the market in order to use the interest generated by the investment to award grants to local NGOs and MPAs authorities. To date, 1.8 million euros has been committed to support marine protected areas in 7 Mediterranean countries to preserve marine ecosystems and the populations that depend on them.
I would also like to mention to you today the very significant project that we launched during the pandemic. It was a massive challenge. We supported a project called Quiet Sea, right in March and April, May. This project has the specificity to bring together innovation with marine drones and the study of marine mammals at a time where human activity was prohibited at sea. So this initiative, Quiet Sea, that studied between Marseille and Genoa in Italy, the new life that was arising during this period where no boat was at sea, where no fisherman was in activity, how the sea mammals reacted to the lockdown. And I must say it was outstanding, and a lot of people around the world faced that within days, within 2 weeks, marine life was on the rise, and sea mammals could be seen very near to the coasts, near to the harbors, where they were gone for a long time before. So this study will help science identify and compare from a time which we can call time zero, without any human activity, how these animals react, and compare them when the human activity will be back. All these projects, and through the existence of the foundation, innovation was central. Innovation to be applied to solve these tremendous challenges that humanity has to face. But with the COVID, I think, we deeply think that the main change that will take place in the coming month is that the private sector, decision makers, but also the public opinion have all clearly identified and have now deeply in mind the fact that there is only one planet and one health. Human health, animal health, forests, insects, sea life, everything is connected, and we cannot solve a problem without addressing the others. We cannot solve the problem at the individual level, we need to solve it collectively. Individuals, NGOs, companies, and nationwide decision makers. It's time to act together.